I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. We all know about finding the treasure island. Well, at least you do if you're watching my video at least. But I'm just gonna give my honest opinion on the weirdest versions of FNaTI. 4.0s, I like to call them. We're gonna go in order, and the two weirdest versions I think are 4.0 and 5.0. The information I say might be wrong considering I'm just looking at the wiki of FNaTI and reading it as I go. According to the wiki, this version of the game was extremely rushed, not even fully planned out. Blackout 1912 had pressured Stella Webs to create this version of the game after the success of the 2016 remaster of Nightmare Before Disney, thus rushing everything into production. The Inkblot tunes were supposed to appear on Night 5 of the game and another special night. Hortensia was going to say Henry's final thoughts in her voice lines. Funnily enough, Blackout had tried to stop people from making FNaTI fan games by creating a policy. As expected, it completely failed, mainly due to backlash. There are planned to be two endings to this version of the game. One where Inhuman shoves you into the vault, one where you escape into the mascot tunnels and NBD 2016 office to survive against Inhuman. While Blackout and Stella are the only ones who credited for this version, Purity Sin was also secretly involved with late development. Undying was planned to stay in pirate cabins and would not be featured as an enemy in main nights. Hiding in the elevator was considered for pirate cabins as a mechanic. Malware/PNM was going to be an Easter egg and a custom-made exclusive enemy in this version, except it was going to be a cube with the developer Malware's face texture on it to troll the community. It would scream around as it moved around the map. It was planned for custom night to take place on floor 3. I don't think 4.0 ever got a finished or released build. It probably did have a build or something, but there's also like a 4.5. I don't think that even like reached like any development. We got 5 minutes to show and 4.0 alpha test 2. Very weird music. So it doesn't seem like there were any cameras yet. I think 5.0 was the weirdest always, like, for me. Because honestly, the models just looked so weird. The game was also extremely weird in its ambience and, like, what Malrat did to the models. Because if you look at PNM in, like, full brightness, or at least a 5.0 PNM, it just looked very strange. There was also planned to be, like, 5.5 of FNaTI 5.0, and it never, like, gone out of an alpha test. The cameras were designed very weirdly with you having to use like the number keys instead of just, the cameras. And apparently this is how Malrat saw, Malrat tried to recreate what he saw when he first saw Five Nights at Treasure Island, the demo, I think. We have Alliances, FNaTI Remastered 5.0, and God is Dead 5.5. That's honestly kind of a fire name. Yeah, there was a whole intro sequence along with PNM and PNM, like the house. Yeah, the view of the cameras looked weird, especially the character prep in the storage room. I don't know why, like what he did. The only thing, I don't know why they had like entire camera animation. Well, entire animations at least for hiding. Yeah, the designs were all just very weird. There was even supposed to be like Sparky too. Yeah, there's a V3 or 5.1 or no 5.2. Yeah, I remember there was a character called Paul for some reason. This is random, but I also remember seeing Paul in like another random FNaTI fan game. I saw this one Spanish YouTuber play. I don't know what it was called, and I completely forgot about it, but all I know or remember is that Paul was just in the game for some reason. Banner had planned a small exploration section for this version that would have taken place during the daytime. At the end of the game, God would have gathered everyone in their office, leaving the player no choice but to run away in the docks and use a boat to get off the island. The player would have looked back to see Fun-Maker Mickey standing in the dock staring at him. Harry would have appeared in the chase and come after the player. Banner had planned an extra Easter egg nights for this version. Night 0 would have had Sparky in it. Night -1 would have had the player in the dark. Night -2 would have had all rooms be repaired. Most of the assets in V3 were made from scratch by Anart. Anart had SmackDown planned a small secret in V3. Clicking on all the Mickey dolls in the office would unlock a new chaotic mode, making all the enemies faster. All the characters were gonna be redesigned until they looked like the actual suits in V3. There was an office for 5.5 made by lmao. Unfortunately, the office model had been lost. The office had green and purple lights as well as a mirror. And yeah, I don't know why this game was made, I completely forgot. But it's just so weird. Like V2 and V1 are relatively like kind of the same kind of concept, you know? But then you just got like V3. Yeah, there was just gonna be someone named Alice. And they got added to like I think her name was Alice. They got added to AE, Abandoned Enigma, because Abandoned Enigma is like based on 5.0 and like old 15 FNAF games for some reason. And yeah, that's kind of just my opinion on 5.0 and 4.0. I hope you guys enjoyed this like hopefully short video. Yeah, it's 10 minutes. Oh.